engaging and motivational, clear and confident, thoughtful and reflective, balanced and reassuring, positive and uplifting. Imagine this. You're staring at your phone, seeing a text that says your credit card is declined. Panic starts to set in. But here's the catch. You're not broke, just broke for today. So why does it feel like your entire world is falling apart? There's a hidden tax on your time, your energy, and your life that most people never see coming. It's the cost of being just a few dollars short. What if I told you that every time you struggle with your finances, you're not just losing money, you're also paying extra for it? Stick around because I'm about to show you how being broke costs more than you think. We'll unravel the secret forces that keep you stuck in the cycle of poverty and how you can break free from it without waiting for a miracle. You're probably used to hearing financial advice that sounds like this. Just cut out your daily coffee and you'll save a fortune. But here's the problem, it's a myth. Saving pennies won't change your financial situation overnight. The real issue isn't your daily latte or a Netflix subscription. It's the hidden costs that accumulate because you don't have enough capital. From the minute you're living paycheck to paycheck, every decision is more expensive. It's not about discipline, it's about the system that makes sure you stay broke. You've seen it before. The dollar store purchases that add up to more than you'd pay at a bigger store. The cheap shoes that fall apart too quickly. The emergency bill that hits just when you thought you were getting ahead. These little decisions don't just feel frustrating, they are. They're part of a pattern, and that pattern makes it harder to build any kind of financial cushion. Let's start with something that affects all of us, groceries. You're trying to make ends meet, so you buy what you can afford right now. But those 99-cent cans of soup, they'll be double that price if you don't buy in bulk. Here's why. You're paying per unit instead of per value, and that makes all the difference. You think you're saving, but in reality, you're paying more in the long run. So how do you break free from this cycle? How do you avoid paying the poverty premium that makes everything cost more? Well, it all starts with understanding how the system keeps you in this trap, and that's what we'll uncover next. Let's dive into the real kicker, banking. When you have money, your bank rewards you. Low fees, interest on your savings, even perks like cash back. But when you're struggling, every move you make feels like a trap. You're paying overdraft fees, transaction fees, and check fees. The list goes on. Imagine this. You're running low on funds, just trying to get through the week. Then you forget about a small subscription and bam, a $10 fee hits your account. Now you're not just out $10, you've incurred a $35 overdraft fee. That's right, $35 just for being a few dollars short. The rich don't get punished like this. They profit. The problem isn't your spending habits, it's that the system is set up to take advantage of people who don't have enough. You know what happens next. A few overdraft fees later and it becomes a snowball effect. Now you're stuck in the cycle, unable to get ahead. But what if I told you the game isn't rigged for everyone? It's rigged for people who don't have capital. The reality is, when you're struggling, every small financial mistake costs you disproportionately. Think about this. That small mistake, a forgotten subscription or a low balance, ends up costing you big. And it's not just a few extra dollars, it's the price of financial survival. The solution to breaking this trap isn't just about cutting expenses, it's about having the cushion that keeps you from falling deeper into the hole. When you have money saved up, these small mistakes don't cause a crisis. You don't have to sweat every missed payment or small fee. But it's not just banking that's out to get you. The system is designed to make sure the poor keep paying more, whether it's loans, car repairs, or even just basic living expenses. Let's dig into that a bit more. Here's the real kicker. When you don't have money, the system makes sure it keeps you down. The poor pay more for loans, insurance, cars, and even housing. Meanwhile, the rich are able to use their wealth to leverage better deals, lower premiums, and avoid unnecessary costs altogether. The difference, they can afford the upfront payments while you're stuck with costly alternatives. Let's talk about buying a car. If you have good credit and a savings buffer, you can buy a reliable, used car for maybe $20,000. You pay cash or get a low-interest loan at 4 to 5%, and that car lasts for years. Now, let's flip that. You're living paycheck to paycheck, you need a car to get to work, but you don't have $20,000. So you go to a buy here, pay there lot. The car you get is old, and it's probably not worth much more than $4,000, but they sell it to you for $8,000 with an interest rate of 24%. Over the course of the loan, you're paying more than $15,000 for a car that's barely holding together. And here's the kicker. The car will likely break down before you finish paying off the loan, so now you're stuck making payments on a car that no longer runs, all while trying to get another car just to get to work. This is the poverty trap in high definition. You aren't just paying for the car, you're paying a risk premium because society has deemed you risky. And the only way to stop being risky is to have money. But you can't get money because you're paying the risk premium. It's a vicious cycle designed to keep you exactly where you are. The good news is there's a way out. But it doesn't start with buying more expensive items to keep up. It starts with building buffers to reduce your dependency on these high-risk, high-cost options. That's how you break the cycle, and that's what we'll explore next. Now let's get to the heart of breaking free: buffers. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're always just one small emergency away from financial disaster. But with the right buffers in place, that small emergency becomes just a minor inconvenience instead of a catastrophe. Think about it like this. If your car breaks down and you don't have enough savings to fix it, you're forced to rely on expensive payday loans, high-interest credit cards, or even worse, missing work. But with an emergency fund, you can just pay the mechanic, get your car fixed, and keep moving forward. The first step to breaking the cycle is building that cushion. You don't need to wait until you have thousands saved up. Start small. Even $1,000 can make all the difference. It's not about saving for the sake of saving. It's about creating a financial foundation that allows you to make smarter decisions without being backed into a corner. Let's use a real-world example. Toilet paper. Yeah, I know it sounds silly, but bear with me. When you don't have that $50 to buy in bulk, you're forced to pay the high markup at the corner store. You're literally paying 3 times more for the same thing just because you can't afford to buy in bulk. But when you have that cushion, you can buy in bulk, save money in the long run, and avoid paying that poverty premium. This same principle applies to everything else in your life: your car repairs, your groceries, your insurance premiums. The moment you have the freedom to make these purchases without stress, you stop paying the hidden tax that is built into the system. It's not about cutting back on your daily comforts or constantly depriving yourself. It's about understanding the game, leveling the playing field, and setting yourself up for success. And once you're in the habit of building that buffer, you can begin making smarter decisions with your money that will pay off in the long run. So, what does all of this mean for you? It means that the key to breaking free from the cycle of being broke isn't about massive sacrifices or finding the next get-rich-quick scheme. It's about understanding that being poor is a mathematical penalty, one that you can fight back against with strategy, patience, and knowledge. The first step is understanding the system, how you're being forced to pay more for the same things, how the system is rigged to keep you in the dark. Once you recognize that, you can begin to make smarter choices, not just in how you spend, but in how you think about your finances. This doesn't mean you're never going to have setbacks. You'll still have bad months, unexpected bills, and tough breaks. But when you have that financial buffer in place, you're not panicking every time an emergency pops up. You have the freedom to handle life's challenges with confidence, not fear. The simple truth is this: building a buffer, whether it's from saving a few dollars here and there or paying off high-interest debt, is the only way to stop paying the poverty premium and to start living with real financial security. Once you break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, you'll find that things like buying in bulk, negotiating better rates, and avoiding payday loans aren't just things you do, they're habits that free up your time and energy to focus on the bigger picture. And once you no longer have to worry about paying extra for everything, you'll be able to truly invest in your future. So what can you do now? Start with that $1,000 emergency fund. Pay off that high-interest debt. It's going to be tough at first, but every step you take towards financial freedom is a step toward breaking free from the poverty trap. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. Don't let the system control you. Start controlling your finances and take back the power. The first step is simple. It's time to stop being broke and start building your future.